Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. I'm here at my local Great Hobbies Ottawa and check it out. Yes, I'm touching an ARRMA Infraction. They got it. Let me flip the camera and we'll take a look. So yeah, in the flesh, ARRMA Infraction. Pretty awesome that that my Canada local hobby store got a demo unit, which is great. So I've already done a little video yesterday about what these are all about, but obviously now that we have one in hand, we can take a closer look at it, and they are pretty darn impressive. A couple things I didn't notice in the press materials, very minor things. You still do get the clip retainers. I was wondering that based on how fast this thing goes, I wondered if they came up with some new like body clip system, but they didn't. It's still traditional body clips. And here's the skid plate system on the roof. And it's got the little screws for if you do flip over, it'll hit the screws. Actually, it won't hit the screws because it's got raised up plastic here. So that's your skid. And the roll cage, we'll flip the body upside down and we'll take a look at the roll cage underneath and see how that's connected. If you do wreck the wing, it looks to be almost just a standard 8-scale wing that you could trim down and replace with whatever style of wing you would want. So that's pretty neat. It is a completely flat back cab, single cab design, and the roll bar is integrated into that back roof system. And there's a little kick-up spoiler here on the roof, which is kind of cool. All right, let's take a look on the inside of the body because I haven't seen anyone show this off online yet. This is the first ARRMA that I've seen that has black painted interior. Most of them are always white or silver, and it does have some of the protective stickers on, but you can't really see them. Now this one, these might be prototype units. I'm not entirely sure if these are going to be exactly what comes out retail package in July. But this is what we have right now. It still has some wear stickers here on the inner fenders so you don't burn through the paint. And the roll cage system, it's hard to see because it's black on black, but here's the roll cage. It does come inside, but it doesn't triangulate and it does not have a little capture part to hit the bar. So if you did flip upside down hard enough, it would collapse in the roof a bit. But overall, it seems like it's pretty thick Lexan. Seems like it'll hold up pretty well. And I really do like the styling of it. All right, let's take a look at the chassis. The chassis itself does have this front bumper, which is very, very thick, kind of like an ABS style. Well, I don't know what kind of plastic you would call that, but it's very hard, super rigid. And something that one of the employees here was mentioning is that on the underside, the front screws are not countersunk, so there is a chance that if you hit something that would scrape or cause the chassis to get a little bit upset. I'm surprised that those are not countersunk, which is a little bit odd, but they did mention that you can put screws in the rear diffuser in these holes and that will produce sparks, but in these ones here also stick up on the front. Here's the bottom of the chassis as we've shown in the other online video. Pretty impressive. Now that I've got it hands-on, the tires are not quite as sticky as I thought they would be, but it's a very interesting tire because apparently these holes and some of this design, based on the videos that I saw this morning of some people running them in parking lots, these tires do produce smoke. If you get them hot enough and do four-wheel drifts, they start billowing smoke, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen for a box stock RC, and certainly one of the things that's adding to the must-have factor for this new device. Like I mentioned, the front arms and suspension and everything is very much like a Typhon. It's got the front pillow blocks. The shocks are new and they are pretty stiff. It's got nice hard springs and fairly hard oil in it as well. 2000 CST oil. And that's the suspension right there. As far as I know, this is box stock out of the box. The rear is stiffer, although when I looked at the instructions it said they have the same weight fluid, so maybe there's a stiffer spring in the rear because the rear does feel stiffer than the front by quite a bit actually. Here's the new battery trays, and this device here does just slide back and forth, which is pretty nice. ARRMA's getting better and better and better with these battery trays. Really cool design. I like that. How far in does it go? Looks like it goes in about that far, or you can bring it all the way back, which is pretty neat. Since this is the Infraction, it does have the standard 6S BLX. This is the 2050 kV motor and the BLX 185. It's a hobby wing clone. Very reliable. I've never had a problem with any of these electronics except for the servo. It can blow out the electronics or the gears, but overall, tried and true electronic system. Using the new IC5 connectors, and you get a loop back, which is good because the 3S ones did not include a loop back. This looks a little bit different here. This little housing which covers up the rear drive shaft dog bone area. I'm not sure why they included that, but that is something that is unique that it's not on the other 8 scales. And the shock towers look to be about the same thickness as the other ARRMA 8 scales, but they are shorter. It is a unique shock tower system. So, what hobby store is this? This is Great Hobbies in Ottawa. Hey Frank, yeah, I heard you were just here filming it. Alrighty guys, well I think I'm just going to end it soon. Is there anything you want to know about this or you want me to show before we go? They're not allowed to run it. They were told that it needs to be just a display model, not allowed to show it running at this point. So we're going to be about a month before we can actually get our hands on them here in my city to actually run them. Hey Phil, is there anything you want me to show you about this thing while I've got it in my hands? What's the wheelbase? I'm going to ask you to look up the specs on the site for that because I don't have a measuring device with me to actually check wheelbase. Phil just said 16 inch. Oh, yeah, we got a measuring tape. What do you want? Axle to axle? Let's try axle to axle, I guess. Oh, width?
Width or?
Both. We'll do both. We'll get both. So, just 11, what was that? Just almost a full foot wide, just shy of a foot wide. And what's wheelbase here?
Want to put it on the side?
Whatever works for you.
Easier for you.
This is Scott, DJSPRC is his YouTube channel, so check it out. Apparently he made a video about this that's online as well. So, wheelbase, 16 inches. Nice. Yeah, rally tires would be cool. I do think they might come out with some sort of a big rally car. They certainly have the platform for it, but this is so wide. I don't know. Man, I just got Batmobile vibes just looking at it like that. Like, imagine a Batmobile body on this thing. That would be sick. That would be amazing. So yeah, I'm sure there will be different tires that come out in the future and different bodies as they've got this new platform now. So they'll be tweaking and tuning it and making whatever new things you may think of. But for now, we've got what I call the Huna truck, the Infraction, and the Limitless is coming in August. And the Limitless comes as a roller, and some slight differences. You don't get the foam bumper, and you get the bigger style F1 ring. Batmobile, yes. Yeah, who's going to be the first to turn one of these things into a Batmobile? All right, guys, I think I'm just going to end it there. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Stop stream.